Welcome to The Human Curious. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe, share, and like this video. Have you ever felt a sudden chill in an empty room, or heard a faint whisper on the wind when no one was there? Throughout human history, we have sensed that we are not alone. We feel a presence just beyond the edge of our perception. It's a feeling that transcends culture, geography, and time. This is the story of that unseen world, a world that exists alongside our own, yet remains hidden from our eyes. It is a realm of mystery, of shadow, and of beings that occupy the space between the known and the unknown. We are going to explore one of humanity's oldest questions. What else is out there? This journey takes us into the heart of faith and reality. We will explore a concept deeply embedded in the spiritual landscape of over 1 billion people. We are talking about the Jinn. These are not the whimsical genies of fairy tales or the cartoon characters from lamps. According to Islamic tradition, they are real, complex beings. They are a creation with free will, living in a world that parallels our own. They see us, but we do not see them. To understand the Jinn, we must turn to the source. The Qur'an, the central religious text of Islam, speaks of them directly. It doesn't treat them as metaphors or myths. It presents them as a distinct creation of God, alongside humans and angels. The very name Jinn comes from an Arabic root word, jana, which means to hide or conceal. This name perfectly describes their fundamental nature. They are hidden from our senses. The Quran mentions them numerous times, dedicating an entire chapter, Surah al-Jinn, to their story. This chapter recounts how a group of jinn overheard the recitation of the Quran and came to believe in its message, establishing their place within the divine plan. The Islamic narrative is clear. Belief in the unseen, or al-Ghayb, is a cornerstone of faith. This includes belief in God, in angels, and in jinn. The Quran states that God created both humans and jinn for one purpose, to worship him. This places them on a similar spiritual plane as humanity. What exactly are the jinn? The Quran gives us a specific origin story. It says, "And he created the jinn from a smokeless flame of fire." This description is profound. It contrasts directly with the creation of humans from clay and angels from light. Fire, in its purest, smokeless form, suggests a being of a different composition and nature. A being that is less dense, more ethereal, and capable of existing in a state that is invisible to our eyes. Because they are made from this smokeless fire, Islamic scholars believe they can change their shape. They can move at great speeds and can pass through physical barriers that would stop us. However, they are not all powerful. They are still creatures, bound by the laws of God. They live, they die, they eat, and they have families. They form communities and societies, much like humans do. They have their own systems, their own rulers, and their own conflicts. One of the most crucial aspects of the jinn is their possession of free will. Unlike angels, who are inherently obedient to God, jinn face the same moral and spiritual tests as humans. This means there are good jinn and bad jinn. Where do the jinn live? The answer is both simple and mind-bending. They live right here among us, but they exist in a dimension or a plane of existence parallel to our own. Imagine two worlds occupying the same space, but vibrating at different frequencies. We are tuned to one frequency and they are tuned to another. This is why we cannot typically see them, even though they might be in the same room. This idea of a parallel reality is a powerful one. It suggests that the universe is far more crowded and layered than our senses would lead us to believe. This concept of cohabitation is central to the belief. We are not just neighbors in the cosmos, we are roommates on a planetary scale, separated only by a thin, metaphysical veil. The implications of this parallel existence are staggering. If another intelligent species shares our world, what does that mean for our understanding of life and consciousness? Nowhere is the belief in the jinn more tangible than in the sprawling archipelago of Indonesia. Here, faith, culture, and daily life are deeply intertwined with the unseen world. Stories of encounters are not relegated to the past, they are a part of the present. People from all walks of life, from villagers in remote jungles to professionals in bustling Jakarta, share experiences they can only explain through the existence of jinn. One common story involves penampakan, or appearances. A man driving home late at night on a quiet road might see a figure on the roadside that vanishes as he gets closer. A family might hear the sound of furniture being moved in an empty room or smell a strong, sweet fragrance with no apparent source. In Indonesia, these events are often attributed to jinn. Another prevalent belief is in the orang bunyan, or hidden people, a type of jinn said to inhabit the forests. Hunters and hikers report getting lost for hours, feeling as if they were walking in circles, only to find they were just a few feet from the main path. These encounters often have a profound impact on individuals and communities. For instance, a new building project might be delayed or altered if workers report strange occurrences, believed to be Jinn disturbed by the construction. These stories are passed down through generations, creating a shared cultural understanding of how to navigate a world inhabited by both the seen and the unseen. What makes these Indonesian accounts so compelling is their sheer normality within the culture. Why do experiences with the unseen seem so pronounced in places like Indonesia? The answer lies in the powerful lens of culture. Our cultural background provides us with a framework for interpreting the world. Consider the universal human experience of sleep paralysis. This is a terrifying event where a person wakes up but is unable to move, often feeling a pressure on their chest and sensing a malevolent presence in the room. In Western medical terms, this is explained as a neurological glitch. But in many cultures, this exact same experience is interpreted as an attack by a spiritual entity. If you grow up hearing detailed stories about what Jinn look like, how they behave, and where they live, your mind is primed to interpret strange phenomena through that specific filter. For a secular individual, the universe is largely empty and material. For a believer, it is populated and alive with unseen forces. These two people can stand in the exact same spot, witness the exact same event, and walk away with two completely different yet equally valid interpretations of what just happened. In any discussion of the unseen, it is crucial to draw a line between established religious teaching and local superstition. While culture provides a rich context for belief, it can also add layers of folklore that obscure the original scriptural message. For example, the idea of tying a string around a baby's wrist to ward off Jinn, or believing that a specific charm or amulet can provide protection, is widely considered superstition in mainstream Islam. The scriptural guidance points towards reliance on God alone for protection through prayer and recitation of specific verses from the Qur'an. These practices are seen as shirk, the grave sin of associating partners with God. Islamic teachings, in contrast, aim to empower the individual. They teach that humans have been honored by God, and that a believer who maintains their faith and connection to God is protected. Therefore, the search for answers requires a discerning mind. It means returning to the primary sources, the Qur'an, and the authentic traditions of the Prophet. These texts provide a balanced and rational framework that acknowledges the mystery of the unseen without succumbing to the darkness of baseless superstition. Where does modern science stand on all of this? The simple answer is that science is silent. The scientific method is a powerful tool, but it is designed to investigate the physical, observable, and repeatable. By their very definition, the Jinn are non-physical and hidden. They exist outside the realm of what our instruments can currently detect. Science cannot prove they exist, but it also cannot prove that they do not exist. To say they are not real because we cannot measure them is a philosophical statement, not a scientific one. Throughout history, things that were once considered magic or supernatural are now understood through science. We once attributed lightning to angry gods, now we understand it as electrical discharge. The dialogue between science and faith does not have to be a conflict. They can be seen as two different languages trying to describe the same vast universe. Science tells us the how, faith seeks to tell us the why. Both are human endeavors to make sense of the great mystery of existence. One uses telescopes and microscopes, the other uses prayer and scripture. Ultimately, we are left to reflect on what we consider to be real. Is reality only what we can touch and see, or is it something more? The story of the Jinn invites us to remain humble and curious. It encourages us to acknowledge the vastness of what we do not know. As we continue to push the boundaries of scientific discovery, exploring dark matter, quantum entanglement, and other strange phenomena, we are constantly reminded that reality is far more bizarre and mysterious than it appears. Perhaps in our quest for knowledge, we must remain open to the possibility that we are not, and have never been, alone in the universe. The greatest mystery might not be in the distant stars but right here, in a dimension we have yet to perceive.